Hey guys, so I know I haven't been on for a little while, but with the holidays and all, I went traveling and so on. I'm back at it. I'm going to start making more videos now. I believe we left off on step 4, which was we look inward to see we are not our past. This has no control over us. And I went over that for a little bit. Now we are on step 5, and that is we take it upon ourselves to speak with and show the important people in our lives that we've changed. For me, um, this just more or less happens. So like in AA, we have a fifth step, step 5 and step 6, and step 4 and step 5. Step 4 is do your inventory. Step 6 is share it with your sponsor. And then we get to steps 8 and 9, which is making amends. And there's a certain way to go about it and make your amends with people. I believe that the amends part should only be done with people that are very close to you in your life. You don't have to go back and speak with the people that you might never see again. And it might be for yourself, but you can work through that stuff on your own terms for yourself. But most of the time, what happens is we go back to do this, and not necessarily the 4th or 5th step. With a 5th step, you're speaking with a sponsor, somebody that has a likeness in illness with you for your addiction. So they have an addiction as well, and they understand where you're coming from. So you speak with them about that stuff, which isn't a problem, and you can do it. It's not necessary though. When you get to steps 8 and 9, and you do your amends, you're reconjuring a lot of the past that doesn't need to be reconjured and brought back up after you've already dealt with it. You're just re-traumatizing yourself in the present moment for something that you've already possibly gone over. You might not even realize it yet. So the biggest thing for me is to ensure people that, when I say take it upon yourselves to speak with and show the important people in our lives that we've changed, is really take it upon yourself to do that. You don't have to do what your sponsor says. Go, say you're sorry to this person. If you're not ready to say you're sorry to that person, don't say you're sorry to that person. Sorry shouldn't even matter, really. Sorry is just a word. We've all said it so many times. So the most important thing to do is say that we care about who we are as a person in this present day, and that we want to be a better person for ourselves. So when we take the time to really stick it out and be a better person for ourselves in that moment, then there's nothing we can't do in the moment. So I'm also going to go over the last few steps because there's not much talked about on these steps in each video, and they're really quick. So I'm just going to go all the way through 8 in this video. So I'm going to do 6, 7, and 8 next. And then that way I can start talking about some other things that affect us in our daily lives from here on out. And I think those videos are going to be a lot more effective for people that follow my page. So step 6, learn the true nature of meditation and all of its ins and outs. A lot of people think meditation is to clear the mind. In my experience, and what is actually true, is that you cannot clear your mind. It is physically impossible. If you sit there and think about clearing your mind, you're just thinking more. And then a lot of people will think, oh, I can't meditate. I feel stupid now. I give up, and they won't try it anymore. The point isn't to empty our minds. It is to slow them down. And with practice, it does get easier. Meditation is really just a way, kind of, and the way they've explained it to me in AA is, we pray for our questions and meditate for the answers. So I kind of think of meditation as my answers to when something's going wrong. If I can sit back and just meditate and focus on my breath, it brings me right back to this present moment. And that's all that matters. And what I'm thinking about in the present moment is going to be there regardless. I can't change that. So it's really important to realize that it's not about clearing your mind. You try to clear your mind, you're going to feel like you're failing. You're going to feel like, I can't do this. And the only way you can do that is if you're truly enlightened, which is almost impossible. Very rarely does that ever happen to anybody. Or if you're dead. So it's the only way you're ever going to have a clear mind. Because we think 50,000 thoughts a day at least, and there is no changing that. Step 7, find what meditation works for you and make it part of your day-to-day life. This means whether you take 5 minutes of your day and do a meditation, or if a 20-minute meditation works better for you, maybe even an hour, and you can build that and change it as you go, because it's whatever works for you. But 1 to 5 minutes of meditation a day proves more beneficiary in your life than people who do not meditate. It gives you a clear mind when you have troubles and you need to think about what's going on. So finding the meditation that works for you, whether it's a guided meditation, you do your own breath exercises that you've learned from somebody else and just listen to quiet meditation music that's not guided. There's also walking meditation. You can look it up online on Google. It's a Buddhist monk practice. It's very interesting. It's very concentrated on just the way you walk. Each step, you take a certain feet forward, certain feet back, turn around at a certain point, stare 2 feet in front of your feet, and you're focusing on all this stuff so you don't have space for other things to come in as much. Many things happen in the different meditations, and just find what works for you. So number 8, once having learned this way of living, we pass this message to the still sick and suffering addict. Now, in my opinion, addiction is not a disease. I am an addict, and I will not say that it doesn't affect people like a disease, and that it doesn't. I mean, it is something very disease-like, and it shows itself in that way to many people. But in my opinion, disease is something that you have to overcome, you have to overpower, and it's always, some diseases are always with you. Cancer, you have to beat it. That's an illness. When you smoke cigarettes, for instance, we don't go back and have, when you quit smoking and you become healthy and you're good to go, you're not considered a recovered smoker. You're a reformed smoker. They don't have, recovery meetings for cigarette smokers but it's an addiction just the same. Same with overeating, same with exercise. It's all the same thing. Everybody has a different addiction. So I don't consider this a disease. It is a very harmful habit to your body that is very hard to break, but it's all about memory, brainwaves, and we have neural pathways that connect over time and grow stronger and stronger as our actions are recreated time and time again, which makes it harder for us to break the cycle. Once you realize that these are just thoughts popping up over and over and over again, it gets to be snap decision. Your mind will automatically cancel it out. And after a year actually changing your habitual patterns, your neural pathways switch places and reconnect into healthier patterns. And then, the only reason you'd ever go back and use is because it's just there and you want to. And you have to realize that that's your thought process of what you're thinking in the moment, and that's it. Nothing else will change that. So it's very important to help people understand the thought process behind addiction, because if you don't help people understand that, they think it's a disease. They think it's something that they have to overcome. Well, really, you've already overcome it. You already can be there for yourself, for others, and do what you need to do in this moment to make yourself better. And why wouldn't you do that if you knew you had that ability? So these are all the steps. I wanted to clear the rest of them out in one video because I know I missed a while and you guys were probably all wondering what the rest of them were. Once again, the 3 principles are thought, consciousness, and mind. Thought is your momentary reality. Consciousness is the space in which your thought is brought up. And then mind is the universal spirit that connects all things. So that's my video for today. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tomorrow, I'll be trying to do a video on the what ifs in life, which is something that I've always really struggled with. I've always been like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And not really focused on what is happening now in this moment. So I'm going to go into a pretty, hopefully long conversation, whatever comes up in the moment, because I don't plan these conversations out. And hopefully you guys really enjoy it. So thanks for listening, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.